Hello YouTube, Robin Hood Bricks here, and it's Brick Call O'Clock! With all sorts today actually, but we better start with a subscriber package. Well, I don't know how many of these we'll get through. It probably depends how long we spend on this great big monstrosity, which was sent into the channel. Looking fantastic if you ask me, full of good stuff. If you want to send something to a future Brick Call, you can, of course, to the usual PO Box address. I'm planning to keep open at least until Christmas now, and then we shall see. Oh, and this one came from the UK, from persons as yet unknown, and it is so stuffed. Oh, be careful not to knock the camera. Wow, we've got some really big pieces in here, which is sometimes tricky because, you know, they're harder to use. I can't see a letter in here. No, can't see any letters of any sort. So, mystery person, who are you? Well, you've given us 3 great big bags. Oh, I think I mentioned this. I'm going to go into this one first because either this is coincidence or it's perfect, because I was mentioning having just bought some of these green pieces for the bottom of an octane tank to fill up my trains with, kind of like a train petrol station. And I said I was looking for the top bits with the octane stickers on. Well, now I've got too many green bits because I've been sent clearly the tank from a large tanker city. That one's the really long one. I have the one in my city that's about that long instead, just to save slightly on road space. But anyway, wow, 3 of those. Yeah, I shall have to think of another use for the green bottoms now, but that's ace for the top. Yeah, it's probably 2 I want, with octane and energy. Octane and energy, absolutely fantastic. So if that was coincidence, mystery person, you are a lucky person. And if that was deliberately targeted, well done. Oh, in fact, look at this. They've even added another piece, which probably came off the cab of that tanker truck, and the one that comes off the little petrol pump that they're filling up. So yeah, I think that you did know exactly what you were doing. So yeah, I'm going to give you a bedoing for your package, but especially because of that. Well done. Yeah, that's brilliant. We've got a kind of semi-spiral staircase in black. I think I've got one of these in a garish colour, but not in black. Or is it old grey? I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, I was sort of considering where I could use it. So yeah, black one. That's going to make it interesting as well. Yeah, I'm going to have to think on that, but it's quite an attractive piece, actually, with this lovely curve. Actually, I think that's a bit better looking than the grey one I've got. I'm trying to think if I've got it nearby. Oh, here it is, yeah, because I keep some interesting parts nearby for sort of contrast. It's actually not a spiral one, it's a straight one in dark grey. So there we go. Yeah, that does look a bit better, actually. That's even more interesting. Yeah. So I look forward to using that. Yeah, I think we're doing really well so far. I was a bit alarmed by the large pieces. A brown one of those. Yeah, don't know. Oh, that's going to be harder to use. A pink sort of sloped ramp or roof, I suppose. Yeah, it could work as a roof, couldn't it? But it's a bit of a colour, isn't it? One of those. No, I'm probably not going to use that. That's going to be really hard to incorporate. Another one of those. One of these sort of faceted pieces, this time in medium blue. I can use that in the ultraviolet level of my cabinet because that will glow. A few random bits there. Oh, some more there. Don't know what these parts come off. They look like the sort of shoulder pads of some great big mech or something like that. But anyway, and one of those in grey. I mean, these supports are really useful. I've used a few rounded docks. Hey, everyone's favourite orange drink, Vita Rush. Yeah. Oh, well, it's gold so far, mystery person. You'll have to put in the comments section if it was you. No fibbing, people. Oh wow! Now this must come from a what's it called? Sonic the Hedgehog set. We've got a loop-the-loop here, but with sort of brown pieces because it's much like the computer game. It sort of flits between brown and well, I suppose that's medium nougat, is it? I don't know. But anyway, that goes like that. And I think we're a few short unless they're in the other bag. But I've got this loop-the-loop from other colours. Yeah, that's a bit weird. We've kind of sent in 2/3 of a loop. Yeah, do I have to buy bits to finish it? I don't know. But anyway, that bit's quite interesting. Heaven knows how I'm going to use that. Ideas for that. I don't know that's going to be very easy at all. It's quite fun. It'd be more fun if it was complete. Because it's kind of, I guess, more of a natural colour. God, it makes you wonder if you could use loop after loop after loop and make a real tunnel. I'm just sort of thinking, yeah, if that lined up with that, but then it'd be a slanted tunnel, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's really hard to use. Then we've got a couple of the smaller ramps in lime, which I don't think I've ever had before, and orange, which I definitely have. And they're making up my skate park, of course. So in a way that's good, actually, because if I'm ever going to do some sort of stunt sort of setup, I've pretty much used all of my ramps. So having a couple back to actually use in their original position is not a bad idea. Wow, this looks like some mixed vintage stuff, a literal mixed bag. We have got, we've got a hare of some sort. Thank you very much for that. I think that's a pet hare, yep. Oh, some sort of black animal, I think. Oh, golly, that's sun damaged badly, isn't it? Coast Guard sort of frontage. Got lots of these sort of large kind of fender pieces, I suppose you call them. Bit of our favourite. Oh, you give me a whole set. Oh no, phew, that isn't the pair. Let me just check there isn't the other half. I was going to say, if you give me a full set for a full ship, you're going to encourage me to make it. But this one isn't right. So at least I'm a bit short there because I think I've got enough aliens hanging from the roof. Thank you very much. But if I get a full set, I'm almost going to be forced to get the rest of the pieces and complete it. It's an interesting spoiler there. I wonder if I've got something with this piece on but without the sticker, because that is pretty, or rather print, I think. Yeah, must be on some sort of racer's set. We've got some of those in green. At least I'll be able to use those in dark green underneath the sea, and the grey as well. We've got a bucket for some sort of digger, probably less useful, though you do see a lot of them sort of just, you know, out of use because they have different sized ones, don't they? So you just have one sort of lying to one side where they could pick it up and use it if they wanted. Though we have got two of the same size. We got some cool dinosaur legs, but only a pair, not the rest of it. But yeah, they're pretty cool, aren't they? Sort of, I don't know, Diplodocus, Brontosaurus, whichever one of those is actually real. Sort of front or back legs. They're good fun. How would I use those otherwise? It's a bit of a hard thing to attach to something else. So it'd be really hard to make a big alien out of it or something like that without the body parts. But anyway, that's interesting. Some great big gold sword parts of different shapes and sizes, probably for Ninjago decor. I imagine a great big doorway flanked by these. That looks a bit fantastic, doesn't it? Yeah, I quite like that. That's a good idea. And some slightly smaller ones for the roof. They're usually sort of like that, aren't they? And then we've got, I don't even know what that is. Is that some sort of, I literally don't know what that is. Is that some sort of dragon armor or something like that? Looks like there was some sort of wheel in here or something. Yep, don't know what that is. It's kind of got armor markings on it. It's almost like it's some sort of beastie, and that almost looks like a mouth bit there. I don't know about that. The mosasaur head. I've got a mosasaur, and we've got a bottom jaw, but that's off a dragon. Some of these are going to be hard to use, though. He does look rather goofy. So that's that. Sort of grey cockpit. It's an interesting part. I mean, I've got it, but not in that colour. You sort of think of it as being a clear sort of cockpit piece. Kind of roof off a train cab or something. Got enough of those. Helicopter landing legs. Kind of digger roof bit. There's some digger arms. Oh, they're off the tripod Invader, which those Alien Conquest stickers came off. So we've got a few parts on that. Bit of that. Massive buzzsaw. That might be useful for under the sea. And then we've got, another one of those bases for the masts that I'd never had until that recent haul. So that's interesting. I was considering using those as kind of telephone lines or power line supports. Although, if I'm going to do that, it's going to take up a lot of space. And, well, if I just have kind of like one power line, then everyone will be like, well, what about all the rest of the power lines? So, yeah, I'm not too sure about that. Yeah, but these are difficult to use because they only sort of attach in a certain way with similar pieces. But I think I've got more middle bits than bases, so this is probably actually is usable with those. And we could do some huge sort of telecommunications mast or TV mast for TV 6 Plus or something like that. Some more of those in dark green. That'll be useful for pavements. One of those, one of those. Lots of Technic pins and stuff. There's that sort of snake head sticker on one of these flaps. Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, it's the Stark Industries on. You could always cut that bit off. Yeah, I don't know how you'd use it though. That's the problem. Oh, another sun damaged piece. Bet that came off that same Coast Guard set. Little sticker on that one. I think that's Green Lantern, but that's about all I know. I'm going to guess that that's Marvel. Could be wrong. Oh, there's a nice one. I like that for Ninjago. Isn't that just muck? Yep. Yeah. Bits, bits, bits. Oh, another snake head. This time in dark tan with some green eyes and sort of green in between the scales. That's going to be hard to use. Oh, another one of those snake things if I do need to. And yeah, a few connecty pieces and so on. So, wow, that's interesting, isn't it? Quite a smorgasbord. Well, the main bits is where I started, I think. This stairway is really cool. I'm already trying to work out where I could do that. It'd be really good on the side of a sort of modular where you need to kind of get up to the second floor, kind of like the latest Tudor corner's got that side steps to get up to the clockmaker's shop. Is it the clockmaker's shop or is it the apartment? Either way, yeah, I think that could be really useful. But for me, this is awesome because it saved me a job and I've even got excess. So yeah, next time I'll be able to have one as well. Maybe I'll have a small one somewhere else using the other stickers and a big one as well. I don't doubt they ever get stacked like this, and I really don't need more on my as actual wagons on my train itself. So yeah, that is absolutely awesome. I'm kind of curious about this. I think it must have had a top bit, and I don't know whether it's worth me trying to put 2 more pieces on the list to try and get that because it's going to be hard to use. But then part of me does want to get like 4 loops in a row, and I think I've got the other 3 to just kind of get one of those stunt bikes and see if you can do all 4. To be honest, I think it's probably hard to get even 2 done with my level of skill. Anyway, well, thank you very much, mystery person. You'll have to tell us your name in the comment section, and I will move on to, by clearing a bit of a central space, the next package, which is this one from bricklink.com. So, yeah, this one, I better check when I open actually, because these 2 packages look practically identical, so I don't know which one's which anymore. Having cut off the address label and stuff. Right, so we've got a nice box on the inside of the paper. And this is that order. Right, this is an order that I called Big Red Rare. And what it was for a piece in this bag. Let's take out this bag. And it was because this is pretty much the only one in the country, and they sent me a picture nicely of this piece with the stickers on, so I could check that it was worth buying, because I didn't want to do a whole order at a place if these were all sort of hanging off diagonally, and they just look practically perfect to the point of not needing to move them. I mean, that one's about 0.5 millimetre too far to the right. I'll probably still move them all, to be honest, because I think that one's a little bit low down as well. But it was for this piece. Which isn't crazy important, but I did sort of, when I got it in my mind that I wanted it, I kind of got a bit obsessed by it, because I figure I haven't got enough trucks on my road, and I wanted just a big red truck cab, and this comes from the set 7747, Wind Turbine Transport, which is quite a rare set actually from 2009, which goes for a great deal of money, and I just wanted to build that cab, as I say, but kind of, well, remocked in a way, because I don't want all of those weird cupboards as part of it that are probably full of equipment for putting up a wind turbine. I just wanted a more regular one, but I really like this piece because I like the sides bits there and that sticker, because it ties very much in with the other transport vehicles of that sort of era of city that I've got all of, and that's essentially why I got sort of mildly obsessed by it. There's a blue one that's got the same sort of logoing and stickering on the front. There's the 2 green ones that are very similar. So yeah, having the sort of red one of the set well, became important to me. My name is Robin and I'm a brick addict. It's been 0 days since my last brick haul. So there, well, while I was there, that was it. That was the only reason I picked this store, because it's the only one in the country. So there are none available now. And while I was there, I got as much as I could, which, well, is a modest amount, let's say, by my standards anyway. So this was a similar one with transport logo on it. Yeah, very good. So I don't know where I'm going to use this yet, but I might just try and put it on one that's already got this piece in it, but without the sticker or something like that if I can. But it's got that lovely cargo logo. That comes from 7633 construction site from 2009, which I've partially got. I've got the building somewhere. I've never put it into the city. It's kind of like that cable car set in that regard. Basically, there's a few things that are a bit boring. You think, maybe I use that, and then something else always appears instead. Anyway, I didn't need the big mega vehicles from that set, the hugely long transporter and the hugely big crane. But yeah, that's why I haven't got this piece. So quite fancied that on a similar basis. And you'll never guess what set these come from. Yeah, 7685, yeah. Which is a dozer from 2009 as well. And I've not had that because I got the more recent dozer, but not the brand new one, which is absolutely colossal and amazing. So I wasn't really aware of this dozer, but it's pretty big, isn't it? And I do like these big yellow intakes and electrics, water, hydraulics and oil. So I don't know where I'm going to use those, but I'm going to re-examine all of my yellow sort of builders kit. And if any of them can take these great big stickers, then I will. But I thought the pieces might be quite interesting because you can use them like together like that, maybe make some sort of generator or an engine, jet engine, or put them on top of wings and have them as engines. So they're pretty versatile. And I haven't ever had them in grey, I think, or maybe it's black, or maybe grey and black. But now we got some in yellow, so there we go. Some more pieces with stickers on. And these are always potluck when you get solar panels. It seems one of those pieces that people tend to put the sticker on completely diagonally or something like that, or definitely not consistently. I mean, when you've got a pair, you at least need them to be aligned with each other, even if you haven't aligned them properly with the end. So that's fine. I can use those as a pair on a building. And those two came from 3368 Space Center. That's the one I've got from 2011 on the satellite in the front there. So yeah, that's pretty good. So I don't know where I'm going to use those. Probably just on some sort of building or something like that. But yeah, cool. Yeah, and I'm planning to make my space launch center much bigger and near to the space tower in that corner. So that corner is really sort of Space City. And he'll be launching dramatically right underneath all of those space areas. Maybe that's what they've come to stop. Who knows? So there we go. So if they have, that might be why they're firing it while they're here quick before they get to blow it up. It might be that it doesn't stand a chance with it being launched with loads of things with loads of big guns all over them. Anyway, yes, I needed loads of different shaped and different coloured mudguards, whatever you call those in your part of the world, partially for that truck and partially for another one that I'm piecing together. So that's good. Oh, here's the sticker part, just with the red corn logo on it for the farm. And you might be unsurprised to hear that came on the 7634 tractor, the little red one that I've got. So I don't need them for that, but I just thought anything that was red, which is going to be quite a few things around the farm, I can move those onto. Because it's just a very subtle little thing, or even some sort of kit, or I don't know. But yeah, it's a really nice little sticker for pennies. Yes, yes. Cool, so that is that. Oh, so I didn't do too badly, did I? I've still got quite a bit to go. There's some little bits which I must have needed. Yeah, none of those are that spectacularly interesting. Here's some more sticker bits. We've got a load of solar panels again, but smaller ones. Kind of can't stop buying these when I see them, just because you think, oh yeah, I'll build an even bigger satellite, or yeah, I'll just cover every roof with solar panels, which is probably quite realistic nowadays, and they don't look too bad actually. Yeah, fairly consistent with each other. I'm not sure how well these would move, essentially. Well, we've got two that are in a pair that are aligned very much with the edge of the sticker and two that are indented, how I'd do them. So only two to move. That one's a bit wonky. Yeah, but they might not move that well. That's the problem with them being clear. You have to heat them up even extra when you try and do that. I got these largely for the sticker because I just sort of thought some deep dark red vents with silver bits on look quite interesting, which is good because both of these parts look quite sun damaged. Yeah, a bit off-white really. But they came on the 8102 Blade Titan from 2007, which is an Exaforce set. Can you see these on there? Oh yeah, on the thighs. Yeah, so there we go. That's them. Yeah, I'd like to have a pair of those. You just think, if I get one of my Ninjago flyers and it looks like it needs some sort of vent on the side and it's got dark red in the colouring, then these are going to be perfect, aren't they? Could even use them as a pair like that. Sort of funky, I don't know, air intake or missile ports or something like that. They look quite offensive on the front, don't they? Yeah, got one of those. Don't know why. Because it was there. Oh, I think I need the part underneath actually. I think I just need some of these for a slight mod on some of my farm silos. So yeah, 7630, the front end loader from 2009 is where that comes from. Though, yeah, I don't need that set remotely because I've got a similar one. So yeah, I think it was the part underneath that I needed for that. Also in that bag was this D&D rules sort of booklet, which may have an air bubble under it. Yeah, I think it definitely does, so I'll have to reposition that. That came, unsurprisingly, on the 75810, the Upside Down from 2019. Yeah, so I just thought that would go in a comic book shop or something like that, in a rack. I don't know. Don't know if I'm going to have a hobby shop. I suppose I've got quite a few of those tiny sort of micro figures now. You can almost have a hobby shop with people playing tabletop war games and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a nice piece anyway. Then we got... Oh, I was running out when I was doing train ballast of these corner plates, so I just bought them in every order that I was, making at the time. One of those for that red facade. Ooh, a long black plate, don't know why. Been buying a million of these for the Space Town, and I used them all for my huge orange girder facade, and now I need another million. A few of these for the pods in my extended fairground. I used that to link up all of the rides together. And then last but not least, and thankfully not that faded given its huge age, is one of these sliding doors in white. I always loved these sliding doors because they're cool, and they really instantly turn any building into a sort of warehouse, industrial looking building. So yeah, I thought I'd get this. There was only one there, which is why I bought only one. And it came on 3 sets, including one of my all-time favourites to stare at as a child, longingly, in the catalogues, which was the 6377 Delivery Centre from 1985. Oh, such a nice little set. There's absolutely no fat on that. It's all fantastic. And, well, maybe I could build a little depot like that one with parcels in with a sliding door for loading and unloading onto different types of vehicles. I always really liked it if a set had kind of like 2 forms of transport, and just the sort of idea of taking boxes off a truck onto a plane or vice versa was always really fascinating to me. So, yeah, it's amazing I didn't get into logistics as an adult. But anyway, that is a nice piece. So I'm going to put that in my little box of industrial pieces, which I'm going to use around the harbour when I get to there. So if I have to do like a little harbour facade or build into the sort of overhang bit or something like that, like I did with the beach huts, you could easily use something like that, couldn't you? So that is pretty cool. Right, this package hasn't got much in it, so I'm just going to power through. I'm sure you won't object anyway. I never get objections for videos being too long, especially hauls, which are already sort of filter down to the hardcore fans only, really, because people who watch them just want more content. Yeah, it was 9/10 packaging, because all we've got in there is this, and most of the cool stuff here comes from one set. But that isn't why I made the order. The reason why I made the order is this little baggie, because if you remember last haul, we got 2 of the lovely new Griffin Knights from that minifigure vending machine set from 2025, and I said I wanted 3 to be in keeping with the other sort of factions of my eventual joust scene around the castle, which won't be part of the city, which will be for my pleasure, or maybe I'll do some builds for it. I don't really know. There's not much to build really because I've got a great big castle already. So anyway, there we go. That is Griffin Knight number 3. So we've got that sorted. So that's the reason why I picked this vendor, purely because of the price of that Griffin Knight being much more keen than anyone else, because people are really charging for that. So there wasn't much while I was there. So yeah, they're boring bits. A few plates I must need for projects. Now this is interesting. So I got quite a few parts from one set, and I suppose that's because they bought it for parting out, or maybe they just wanted the minifigures or most of the minifigures and they've parted out the rest of that set. That's not uncommon. So a couple of domes there, and it's these tentacles, and I call them tentacles quite advisedly because that's what they are. They've got these sort of round bits built into the side which kind of look a bit like suckers, or even more a bit like plant life, but I think they're probably to do with the moulding because they're only on one side, so they're not even that deliberate. But that side's really beautiful, isn't it? So that's good. Yeah. So we've got those in magenta, I'm going to call that, and medium azure, 3 of each. And they came on the set 71499, Mateo's spray paint truck from 2025, amongst other sets. Reminds me a bit of a multicoloured diesel Naut from Ninjaga, that a bit Mad Max-like, but with absolutely psychedelic colours in this case. I think all the minifigures look pretty awesome on that set, but they're very expensive with all the sort of printed and dual molded parts. So getting them from Lego Bricks and Pieces is not that easy or, well, cheap. So, yeah, I imagine that's why they bought that set and are parting out the rest. And most of these sort of hose pieces, which is part 6955, by the way, came off the sort of cyber brain spiders, as they're called. Which look very sort of scary. I wouldn't mind some of those in my city, but I've already got too many baddies. So anyway, I'll probably use those for goodness knows what. Maybe power cables or plant life or something. Or a beastie, yeah. Maybe something in the eventual alien cantina that I still haven't designed. But we did have a couple of minifigure parts in there from, I don't know what the guy's name is, but anyway, he's got this rather fantastic hoodie, so I like that, and it says built on the back, so that's cool. So I had to have that, and his sort of beanie hat with the blonde hair, and then yeah, just some nice little parts, mainly Technic, that I was running out of that I also need for other builds, including a really funny one. Think of my Ratto van that was selling the rat meat, and well, it's not as disgusting, but it's sort of similarly silly. More silly than the arcade even. So yeah, that is my haul today. We've got a lot covered. We've got our third Griffin Knight. We've got some fun parts from some of the recent what they called, Mateo and all that. Oh, I've forgotten what the range is called now. But most importantly, on my parts, I've got the transport red kind of topper for the cab of that transport vehicle. So I'll be piecing that together. I don't think we probably need a video on that. And then thanks again, Mystery Person, for your wonderful contributions to the channel, including the Vital Octane Energy Tank for our train petrol station. So yeah, that is a pretty good haul. And if you've got any ideas for any of the weird pieces that I mentioned, then, well, put them in the comments below, please. Well, as always, thank you very much for watching. It is appreciated. Do remember to like, comment and subscribe for more awesome brick hauls. Do also subscribe to the main Robin Hood Bricks channel to see all of those projects that I mentioned getting done eventually. And if you value these two channels, there are many ways in which you can support them. Do check out the links in the description below. I think straight after this filming, I'm going to be building a red truck. Hopefully I've got all the parts for it here, there, or from before. And I'm going to have to get designing that train petrol station, because all I really did so far is just realise what big, hard to find parts I needed. But we got those secured now, thanks to the Mystery Person. So next time on the main channel, we'll be doing some more city work. And next week, I'm not sure if we've got even a package to do a brick haul, but if we do, then I'll see you here then. If not, I guess I'll do more in the city. So until all of that, see you! Perfect.